honestly have no idea how long how long it's been since my last update. I think maybe like 5 weeks. Next week I'll be at 5 months. And I can say that when I first took the rubber bands out, I felt lately like my hair has grown a lot. Like I can like feel that extra length. And when I took the rubber bands out, I was aware of some additional length, even though it's not much. When it's knotted, of course, it's gonna be a bit shorter, and I could feel the difference. And I also just felt like more confident in a way because I felt like it looked better. What I didn't realize was that there were a lot more that I had missed than I had realized, but I still feel that it was for the best to leave those in there where they don't feel like they have locked up enough. Over the next couple weeks, I kind of started to get the feeling like some of them were slipping out. I think especially with these underneath, kind of towards the back there, they feel so fine that even with the knot and the rubber band, I kept feeling kind of nervous as though like the rubber band were slipping down. But then when I would take the free half and fold it up, it would be the right length. And it's kind of what's happening now, like where I feel like, oh, there's nothing left there, or the part that's locked is like so close to the bottom, like it must be moving its way down. And when I pull it open like that, and then find the end of the locked area, and then it's exactly halfway where it should be. So I did, however, lose a few. There were a few weeks there where I was so busy that I couldn't really do anything at all. And in that time, I was really nervous because I didn't know what was going on. But I could tell that the very first one that came out that led to me taking the rest of them out at all, that one came completely undone. And right when I took it out, there was a little bit of hair that came out, and I have like lost little knots here and there. So for those three, I did just go back and knot them again so that they stay set. The rest of them I went through and checked, and they all seem to be okay. So not too much harm done, but it seems that I was correct in thinking that some of them need a bit more time than others. But for the most part, I'm rubber band free. The problem now is that if there's any knots in this bottom half, I have to remove them in order to keep the ends free and to keep the dreaded part, like to maintain a clean separation between the free ends and the dreaded part. So if part of this lock starts to move down, that does cause problems because I don't want to just leave it there. However, I do have to say that I was a little bit reckless when I was taking the rubber bands out, and a lot of times I would just yank on them and until they broke, and I didn't really care so much that it was causing some breakage in the hair because I thought I didn't really think about the consequences. But now I realize that those loose hairs are kind of floating around somewhere, and I've tried to like wrap them around the lock itself, and if it's right around this ear area where it's knotted, or maybe slightly above, I'll try to like work it in so that it's twisted along with the rest of it. But the problem is if it doesn't line up perfectly, like it originally started on one side and I wrapped it in with the other side, it's gonna cause some problems. I also had some hairs in some of the more finer locks where like this section where it's kind of a lot finer, and if the hair would get caught on something, or like I might feel it kind of starting to come out and pull it and it would just completely come out. I went ahead and put some rubber bands farther up on those just to hold those loose hairs in and keep the separation more distinct and stop them from getting all tangled together.